Hi, I am Messenger of the Stars, and welcome to a video of High Vibrational. Let's see what comes out. Okay. Alright, and that. One more. Okay, that came out. These two came out in reverse. Okay. I'm gonna read these upright though they came out in reverse. Then we have this one came out in reverse. We're gonna read that upright. I love this. Okay. So the first card here, make an altar. The mantra for this card is I dedicate space for my sacred ritual practices. Okay, an altar is a place to gather sacred objects, set intentions, reflect, pray, feel, connect to your spirit and the universe. Whether simple or elaborate, permanent or temporary, small or big, inside a home or outside in nature. It is a space for honoring the people, places, things, and activities that enrich the soul. Tune in to what feels right for you. Do you need to refresh your altar space or create a new one? You can create anything from a money altar to a fertility altar, but whatever direction you go in, begin with intention. Look inside yourself for clarity on what you want to focus on: photos, crystals, candles, animals, totems, and objects to represent the 5 elements: earth, air, water, fire, and ether are all perfect items to use. Intuitively select items that feel right and meaningful to you. Okay. Craft your altar to reflect your own creative power and the sacredness you bring to life every day, or to everyday life. Sit in front of it and focus on manifesting your intentions. Remember that the altar itself does not hold the power of manifestation, but the energy within you as you interact with it does. Okay, the journal prompt that you can write is, what do you feel that your altar is missing that you would like to add? Or if you don't have an altar, what's stopping you from creating one? But you guys, I already have my thoughts when it comes to altars. Not necessarily negative, but I do have a viewpoint on just our minds can go beyond creating an altar. Like, we are the actual divine force. What ones may call, I have to find another word, but okay, people may say magic. Okay, I don't use that word, but we are the magic. However, I would say in place of that word, we are the nature. We are the love force that will things into existence. Okay, so off top, with me knowing that, I don't necessarily create altars, and I know that I don't necessarily need one. I know that I am the altar. However, some people need to start there, and they don't have to. It's not a need. It's a knowing of what it is, and then taking it and implementing it in within yourself. Also, instead of creating an altar, create different places in your space where it's sacred. I mean, put up plants. You can put up pictures of yourself, your loved ones. Like, it doesn't have to be dedicated to an altar, but it's just sacred. It's beautiful. It's candles there. It's not no type of thing that is this word. It's just is, and it's beauty, and you look at it daily, because you're going down to go get something and you got to cross that space. So I'm just saying, everywhere you look in your home or in your spaces, it should be beauty. I'm not calling it an altar, I'm calling it beauty. And it should be set up beautifully, okay? And it should reflect what you want to feel on a day-to-day basis in your everyday life. It should reflect on what you want to improve in and your goals and your aspirations. It should reflect your different strengths of yourself, of points of yourself where you were your most strongest, strengthened, let me say, and those you deem as strength, or things that you deem as strength, just things that really bring out the best of you. I mean, flowers, animals. It is not an altar, it's beauty, and it's a reflection. It's just like putting up a mirror and it's reflecting back what you want to see. That's what I'm getting for this card. So we're going to take, for those who resonate with altar, that's fine. You do what you do, but I'm not recommending that. I'm recommending that you set your house, your space, wherever it is, beautifully. That's it. That's what I'm calling it. Beautifully. Decorations. Gorgeous. The scenery. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And then the second card here is use your hands. So off top, when you create beautiful spaces, you're using your hands. So this is reiterating to us that using our hands to create beauty or do things is beautiful. It can be creating a canvas, creating word art, creating colors and creativity. That's things we do with our hands. We do many things with our hands, but use them. It's wanting us to take a thing from this physical manifestation and bringing it to a higher tone, uplifting it, bringing it up to a way to where our souls are dwelling. So say, for instance, I'm getting this vision of like our souls is in another dimension, which is a higher dimension from what we used to. So say, for instance, you know how plants grow. Each part of the plant has a different dimension. You go from the seed, that's a dimension. That seed is in the soil. Compared to when it begins to spur or it begins to get its roots, that's a dimension of that seed. And then once the fruits grow, it begins to sprout. That's another dimension from the seed, from the root. You see what I'm saying? Then it gets taller. That's another dimension because you got the stem. Then sometimes that can be a flower. Guess what? That's another dimension, that flower itself, because it's a different color from the stem, it's a different color from the root, it's a different color from the seed. And all of them are different shapes and sizes. So in that way, I'm seeing when we use our hands, it's saying to take where our mental is, take from this realm, this 3D realm, and begin to use your hands and elevate the material things in this realm to the realm of where you're dwelling at. Basically uplift this plane, uplift the material realm to where you are spiritually. Heighten it. It can be done. Just stick your hands out there and do it. Grab that styrofoam, grab that canvas, grab that material, grab that paintbrush, grab that whatever, and begin to work it in the way to where you're working it to a higher dimension of where your mind is. Okay, that's what I'm getting from that. Next, we have see this from a higher perspective. Okay, this card, when this card comes to us, we are in a critical energy space where we have the real opportunity to move beyond the limitations of our ego and any selfish desires. Today, the universe is coming in and offering us a higher perspective. This time it says pivotal in our soul's evolution. For we are learning about our gifts, but also being confronted by our ego and weaknesses, limiting old ideas that will be telling you that there's not enough for everyone, that if you don't fight, you won't succeed, but that if you don't push, you'll never get what you want. There's also a good chance that an old story is revisiting you, but this isn't because you're taking backward steps. It is to remind you how far you have come. This is a chance to take the higher road. Know that you deserve abundance and there is enough to go around. Know that the universe is leading you to your greatest good, because good things happen to good people and you are good. Prove it now by doing everything with love and respect, okay? And the affirmation for this card is, I choose to take the high road to my greatest good. And that's beautiful. I mean, in order for us to be in a very creative, sacred space of creating beauty all around us, we definitely have to take the high road in that. And she has her back turned to the whatever things that's not serving her. She's actually focusing on the things that's in front of her, the things that bring her joy. Because I mean, when you really look at what altars are, it reflects beauty. So it's she's looking at what's beauty to her, and not things that's gross or down, keeping her down. Or I'm sure she have nothing on this altar of her past that brings her down. So we want to focus on the greatest good of ourselves, the future, our now moment, and create the space for that, and for us to go to better, to prosper in our way, in our path. And how do we do that? By creating beauty before us while we take those steps forward, okay? She has her back turned to those past things that this card is talking about. See this from a higher perspective, okay? And also with this card, and you compare with use your hand, this also, she's focused on creating beauty. Not only is she focusing on beauty, she's creating beauty here. And I feel like that's what we are being called to do, is really focus on the good of what is in front of us and what we can do with the space that we are dwelling in, okay? It's no point of seeing things, it's looking at things that's further outside of us, but focusing on things that we can control within our spaces, okay? This is what I'm getting from this spread so far. And then the last card here, it says, I am protected by Source. When this card comes to us, a divine stream of protective light is pouring over us, our aura, and our space. You may have encountered shame or embarrassment in the past, but this is not your present. The life force of the universe is helping you move beyond any limiting thoughts, emotions, and patterns that may be making you feel unsafe or making you prepare for the worst. The part of your psyche that thinks of the worst possible outcomes is not a bad part. It's a vulnerable and tender part that's trying to protect you. But today, the message you need to hear is that you are safe. Do you believe this? Do you know this? Okay? If you are uncertain, if you are fearful, if you are exposed, call in the light of Source. I call in the light of Source. Please, I call in the light of Source right now. Thank you so much. I call on the light of Source to cover me, to cover those ones that is of you, of your light, please. Thank you. This high frequency energy will deflect any low vibrations, ill intentions, or even people who are not considering your well-being or working toward your highest good. Know that you are strong, and you are even stronger when you unite with the universe. Its ever-present love and light will hold you through even the darkest of times. Today, it is reminding you that you are protected and it is safe to move forward. Ooh. The affirmation and mantra for this vibe of the day is, I am surrounded by Source light. That's beautiful. And I just feel like if you've been waiting for permission, this card just give, if you've been waiting for permission to move forward, this is the permission. This is it. Know that whatever you're doing, you are being guided. Say those mantras so that you, especially that I am surrounded by Source light, and calling in the Source light, so that you in cohesion and oneness with the love frequency of the all of life that is, okay? So that when you begin to use your hands and create beauty in this world and around you in your sacred spaces, you know that it was done in love. You know that it was done in right alignment. You know that when you were doing it, you called in and invited light source. Okay? And then our minds will be at ease in this process. Okay? Because that is us seeing it from a higher perspective. Because why? We know that we are protected by a light source. Okay? Collective, I'm so thankful for this reading. And I just want to tell you all I love you. And if you like to see more content like this, subscribe, like, and comment. And until next time, loves, peace and goodwill, and victory is sure.